Hey YouTube, Bibbidi here, and welcome to episode 3 of TNT Loadout Tips and Tactics. Today we're going to be talking about the Tesla payload, all things Tesla. If you don't know what Tesla is, well, you probably haven't played this game before. Tesla is one of several payloads. This one is obviously electricity. One thing to note, well, the first thing you should probably know about this is it's going to do less damage. A lot of new players go into this thinking that, oh, I get a new payload, it's going to be an improvement. Not necessarily. Tesla is very specific and does not work on all weapons. What are the benefits of Tesla? Well, it's going to do more damage versus shield, and it's going to have an arcing ability, which is going to kind of give you a little leeway when it comes to accuracy. What do I mean by that? Let's get on to range. Alright guys, welcome to the range. I got a Pulse Tesla weapon in hand. Now, a thing to note is that this weapon is already very high DPS, and so that the Tesla debuff, I guess you could say, is not going to matter nearly as much. As you can see, I can still kill things, and you might have noticed that Tesla arc there, which did damage to this guy over here. Now, it wasn't much, but hey, extra damage to someone you aren't even shooting at, I'll take it. Now, you're going to get an arc every time you shoot an enemy that's close to another one. Another way is by completely missing and shooting at the ground, which is awesome for people that can't aim, like me on some occasions, and it really helps out from a distance. You're going to notice that the arc is going to be different depending on the weapon's chassis. Pulse is going to have a decent arc. It's about medium. The rifle chassis is going to have next to no arc whatsoever. Beam is going to be a little less than the Pulse, and rocket launchers are going to be absolutely ridiculous and just freaking zap everything within like a 10-mile radius. Now, I've tried out a couple different Tesla weapons for you guys to try and figure out what works and what doesn't. Tesla's not exactly my favorite payload, but it does have its uses. One of the main uses that I've been seeing a lot is in shotguns. I'm not a shotgun fan, but man, do these things freaking tear people apart. Now, why is Tesla good in a pulse shotgun? Well, Tesla is going to arc, and shotguns are going to spread. Now, pulse has a higher arc and more damage per shot than a rifle would, which is why I prefer Tesla on the shotgun more than on the, more on the pulse weapon, as opposed to the rifle weapon. Now, you could use it on either, but pulse is my preference, really. So think about it. When the pulse spreads on a shotgun, you might miss a couple pulses there, not all will make contact. But with Tesla, you're going to have an arc, and you're going to get at least some damage, even if you don't land all the shots. And even if you just hit the floor or a wall near them, you gotta think that's, what, like 6 shots? I think that comes from a shotgun. And all those are going to arc at one time. As opposed to 1 or 2 arcs, you're getting several from a pulse weapon, which is going to be some decent damage. Now you're probably thinking, Bibbidi, why is there no love for the rifle chassis? Why don't you use Tesla on rifle? Rifle is a decent weapon. Rifle is awesome. Okay, I use light assault myself, and it's a great weapon with slug. But when you reduce that damage with Tesla, you gotta think, alright, I was doing 6.44 damage with the slug on the light assault. With Tesla, I'm reducing to 5.35. That makes a big difference on a high fire rate weapon. Let me show you why you don't really want to use Tesla on your regular assault rifle. That was with slug. That was with Tesla. I don't know if you noticed the difference there, but I surely did. That was 1 or 2 seconds more to kill them with Tesla. And in exchange for very minor arcing and some extra shield damage, I don't find it worth it at all. And now for the rocket launcher. probably one of the most used chassis when it comes to Tesla. Considering that it does more damage, it kind of makes up for the lack of damage that Tesla's going to do. You're going to find these mostly used in Blitz. Tesla on rocket launchers is just, it's a Blitz weapon, guys. You've probably seen it before, you're probably already using it. It's one of the first weapons everyone makes, is a Tesla flak launcher. Now, I prefer using the single barrel because you're going to do the most damage per shot that way. I'll use the heavy with the flak and the Tesla, so you're going to do high damage with spread out. It's going to be some serious AoE damage that way. Things to consider, you might want to use a multi-launcher. Some people prefer that, just in case you miss a shot or whatever, or just being able to have a higher rate of fire because the heavy launcher is going to take longer to reload. I suppose you could use it too, but it's also going to reduce the flak AoE. But now, why are we going to use Tesla with flak? The main reason for this is because of the arcing. Now, we know that the arcing is going to be increased with the rocket launcher. It has a huge arcing ability. Now, you combine that with flak, which is spreading out tiny explosions all over the place, and you're talking about multiple arcs over a large area. Now, when you hit someone with like a slug flak, not all those explosions are going to hit the target in the center. So some of that damage is going to be wasted and isn't all going to be focused on one target. You use Tesla, and suddenly all 20 or whatever of those little flak explosions are all going to zap anyone within that radius. So you're actually going to do more damage with a Tesla flak as opposed to a slug flak, because you're going to get more contact that way. And here we are back on the range, guys, with Tesla flak launcher in hand. And as you can see, there's a huge AoE on there with quite a bit of damage. It takes about 2 shots with this particular build, in most cases. And you can see the flak extends way past them, but with the Tesla, all that will just arc back and still make contact. If you were using slug, most of those little flak explosions, like the one that came way out here, wouldn't have done anything. And last but not least, the Tesla nade, which deals 100 damage, but only if they're directly on top of it. The Tesla grenade, man, I can't say anything today. The Tesla grenade has a bigger range than the frag grenade, but unless they are close to it, it won't give that full amount of damage. Let me just clear these guys out real quick. Get out of here. I'll use it on these guys. So that one was close enough to it to get the kill. That one did like 70 damage, I think. Oh, a little bit less than that, 60 actually. And that about sums it up for Tesla, guys. Let me know what you thought, and like and subscribe. And as usual, you'll be seeing me next time, hopefully, maybe. Goodbye.